Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering the final story in Superman 44. Yes, the third story, and it is a doozy. Superman, Shakespeare's Ghostwriter. A story that says Superman wrote Macbeth. Should have put a spoiler warning there. I don't know if that gave you a heart attack to learn that Superman wrote Macbeth. Yes, Superman, bright blue costume, red cape. Once picked up a giant landmass made out of kryptonite, even though kryptonite in small amounts seems to put him in a catatonic state. Or, make his muscles not atrophy, but not work very well. Can't lift himself. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, this is another time travel story, and those have been not memorable, actually. He met Hercules once. There's at least two other of them. So Lois and Clark are at the Daily Planet complaining that they need raises. Clark can barely afford to eat with his rent payments. Wait a minute. That sounds very timely to now, seeing that the writer's strike is happening. But also, what is he spending money on? Well, I know he has an apartment. He doesn't need an apartment. He can just live at the fortress. Or, well, he doesn't have the Fortress of Solitude. He has some sort of base that's in the mountains just outside of Metropolis. So we haven't really seen that since Action Comics 50, and we're in the 100s. So it's been almost 50 issues since we've seen that place. So it possibly doesn't exist anymore. But also, he doesn't need to really eat. That's a later thing, but he doesn't really have to eat or spend money on most things. He's Superman. He can do whatever he wants. Hell, he could create his own farm. He will have a farm later. It's his family farm. Where is this money going? Maybe it's the fact that he's been a millionaire before because he had money and then spent it on saving a community center for the children. Maybe he needs to stop doing that if he can't afford to eat. Perry doesn't care. But while they're arguing with Perry, an inventor who's there to show off his new time machine, his time machine goes off and sends Lois and Clark back in time, where they immediately meet Shakespeare, and Superman saves him from some bullies. Or some creditors. I think they were creditors. So Shakespeare is trying to write a play that will create civil unrest and have people rise up, which is interesting because that's not exactly what he did. And this play ends up being Macbeth, and it does that. It does that amazingly. What a great play Superman wrote. Okay, Superman technically didn't write it. It is a paradox if he's just remembering it from memory. But it's still a paradox. That's not why Shakespeare wrote Macbeth. Macbeth was to teach the new ruler about being a good ruler and sort of the trappings of power, not to create civil unrest. So the civil unrest happens, and Lois and Clark are almost hit by a cannonball, which wouldn't have done anything to Superman, but it would have made his disguise harder. He's not Superman there, he's Clark or whatever. And also they try to prove that Shakespeare's smart, that his Clark disguise in the past doesn't work on Shakespeare, and he immediately recognizes him as Superman. Yeah, that's why Shakespeare's a genius. He can tell that the guy in glasses is the same guy without glasses. There's more to that disguise, but I'm being facetious. And they come back and nothing is ever told to us about this time machine again. I'm just utterly amazing for that one thing, but as you notice, I wasn't really picking out many details here because Superman saves the day. He writes Shakespeare. It's still not a very good story for him to exist in. We need to up the stakes a bit. Okay, that is it from Superman 44. Superman, Shakespeare's Ghostwriter. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when new videos up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let us ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And why didn't Shakespeare leave his second best bed to Superman? That's a joke for me and only me. Okay, have a great day.